Hi children, welcome back to the lesson A, water and weather. So in previous class we discussed about A and now we are discussing about water. In water also we completed about forms of water and uses of water, and next we studied about impurities of water. So there are three kinds of impurities. Number one, soluble impurities, and second one, insoluble impurities, and third one, biological impurities. So soluble impurities, generally minerals, they include mineral and salts. These are soluble impurities, means they can able to dissolve in the water, so that they are less harmful. They are less harmful to us. Whereas insoluble impurities like plastics, metals, and chemicals, some chemicals from the factories, these are insoluble impurities. They cause harm to us, right? They are harmful. And whereas biological impurities, they include microorganisms, or we call them as germs, right? These germs, they cause diseases, right? So here we can remove soluble impurities with the help of evaporation, and as well as distillation, that we discussed, distillation. And whereas insoluble can be purified with the help of what you call sedimentation, decantation, and filtration. By this we can remove insoluble impurities, whereas we can also remove biological impurities by different methods. So let us see how to remove the biological impurities present in the water. So here we are going to discuss how to remove the biological impurities present in the water. Here, biological impurities, they include microorganisms like bacteria, virus, and protozoans, etc. And we call them germs. कीटाणु रहता है पानी में, वो क्या करता है, disease फैलता है, right? So it spreads the diseases. So that it is our responsibility. So it is our responsibility to remove the germs from the water. So removal of disease germs, right? Removal of disease germs from the water. When there is biological impurity in the water, it is called contaminated water. इसे क्या कहते हैं? Contaminated water. If you drink contaminated water, then you will suffer from disease. So that we have to remove these contaminants, means microbes and germs. Right, how can we remove? First process is by boiling. Right? So, pani ko ugalna. Right? Just simply put the water on fire. Then what happens? The water, it becomes boiled. Boil it for 15 minutes. Then what happens? Whatever the germs, microbes that are present inside, they will die and water become pure. Then cool it down and consume. So definitely we should drink boiled and cooled water. Next, by boiling we can remove the germs, and as well as uh, next by chlorination. Next one, chlorination. Do you know what is chlorination? Simply adding chlorine in the water. Adding chlorine drops in the water. So when you add the chlorine in the water, then this chlorine can able to kill the germs present in the water. It kills the germ so that water become pure. Water become pure. So this is what we call chlorination. Adding chlorine. Second method. And third method, using RO purifiers. RO purifiers. What do you mean by RO purifier? Reverse osmosis purifier, right? Means water purifier in which they have filaments. These filaments they can able to stop the entry of microbes into the drinking water, so that the pure water comes down, which we collect from the tap arranged here, right? So microbes जो कीटाणु रहते हैं वो सब यहाँ फिक्स हो जाते हैं, अच्छा शुद्ध पानी नीचे आए, right? So that water we utilize for drinking. Like this, by boiling, by chlorination, by RO purifier, we could utilize the water. We can purify and we can drink that water, which is called safe water, right? And now let us see how the municipal corporation people they supply water. How do they supply water to the villagers or city peoples? Right. Now, from the water source, they collect the water with the help of pipelines. With the help of pipelines into a large tanks. We call it as water tank, right? Which contain pillars. Long pillars are there. I think you have seen in your villages. Now the water is collected here. So whatever water that filled here, it contains soluble, insoluble and biological impurities. So insoluble impurities, they slowly comes down by the sedimentation, right? So by the sedimentation, it comes down at the bottom. Those impurities they comes down at the bottom, right? Now here we are going to arrange a filter. So filtration process. By the filtration process, we get pure water. Now here it is the pure water, right? Here we remove physical things, and here whatever the microbes that are present inside the water, by adding chlorine, we can kill the germs present in it. So the germs will be killed here. So water become pure. Now this water is sent to the houses, to the villages, right? Now villagers they receive water by the municipal corporation people. So like this, here sedimentation is done. First process is sedimentation, and after that filtration, and after that what they do? Chlorination. By doing all these processes, they purifies the water, and this water is supplied to the villages, right? So like this water can be sent, and air, water are very important resources for us. We should use them perfectly. We should not pollute the water. We should not waste the water, right? Thank you. I hope you understood this lesson. So with this we completed the lesson.